The next postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. What a game tonight against the Hawks. Karl Anthony Towns had 44 points, first time in his career. He goes for back-to-back games with at least 40 points. Missed free throw there by the Hawks. Knicks don't box out. Trae Young gets fouled. Knicks blow a 6-point lead in the final 10 seconds, but in overtime, Jalen Brunson puts the Knicks up by 149-148, down one. Hawks last chance. Off the miss, George Niang has a chance for the win. Wide open, no. Take a deep breath, everybody. The Knicks prevail, 149-148, 297 combined points, the highest scoring game in the NBA this year. Great to have you with us here. Bill Pidto along with Wally Szczerbiak. We got the Jalen Brunson gift that everybody got.
Pretty cool.
Went to the game tonight, and we're going to need the All-Star break to get over this game. What a contest.
This is an awesome box score, by the way. This is my kind of box score. Most points scored in the NBA. Wasn't much defense played today, so if you're a fan of defense, you're not going to like this game. But it's because of the skill level of these players out there on the floor. Trae Young is impossible to stop in pick and roll. Jalen Brunson, one of the most, maybe the most clutch player at the end of games. And Karl Anthony Towns put up, 44 points. Didn't score much at the end of the game because it's tough for big guys to take over in crunch time. It's tough to get them the ball at their spots. But what a game, what a performance, and what a way to finish the first half of the season going into the second half of the season.
Jalen Brunson coming up huge. Right? Everybody got
three
that.
threes.
Here you go.
Three of them. This is how you do it. See the Knicks logo? You were putting 5 fingers up today earlier. No, it's 3. That means he made a 3 right in your face.
I got you.
Right in your face.
Knicks 36 wins at the All-Star break. Third most that they've ever had at the All-Star break in franchise history. Let's take everyone through what was a chaotic fourth quarter, a chaotic overtime. Atlanta didn't lead the entire game until overtime, Wally.
I know. And Jalen Brunson put him up 6 with that 3. So you think this thing's over. He continued to make huge shots and tough shots against a great defender in Dyson Daniels. But I'll tell you, Trae Young did not stop. I mean, he continued to push, cut the lead to 2. Precious Achiuwa, huge plays. A big rebound. The Knicks have a 4-point lead, but then down 6. Niang hits that 3. 7 seconds to go. Careless pass by Towns. Has to pass it away from Daniels. He's trying to work it out with Bridges. Daniels makes the first, misses the second, and they get the ball to Trae Young. I'm thinking here on the foul, I'm okay with the foul, honestly, because I did not want Trae Young to have the game in his hands with a 3-pointer. Then Jalen Brunson, with a couple seconds left, gets a decent look. We're going to overtime, and here in overtime, I'll tell you, the Hawks sprinted out to a big lead. First 5 points of overtime when it went the Hawks' way. They took a 5-point lead, but then Jalen Brunson, key plays, made a big 3. Then he finds Precious Achiuwa, and then they got a couple turnovers in transition to get him back in the game. Jalen Brunson finally gives them the lead, back up 149-148, and then the defense took over. Great defense by Bridges. And how about George Niang? That is a short arm right there, kid. Short arm, the game winner, wide open from 3. He had a great game, 20-plus, but he short armed the game-winning shot, and the Knicks go away on the break. Toes in the sand with another victory. Bill, feels really good to finish on that one.
Look at those numbers. Cat to 44. Jalen had 36. Trae Young in defeat had 38 points and 19 assists. Here now with Precious Achiuwa. Precious, congrats on a great game. How'd you guys pull this one out?
Man, it was a grimy game. A lot of back and forth. But we just had to stay consistent and just toughen it out. There's different ways you could win a basketball game, defensively, offensively, where you got to get the loose balls. Making plays down the stretch, offensive rebound, whatever it takes. That's what we just kept telling ourselves in the huddle. Just got to do whatever it took to win the game, and that's what we did today.
Season high 26 for you. How are you able to contribute in any way that you're asked to contribute?
Just going out there playing winning basketball. I'm a winner. That's one thing I prioritize over everything else. Winning and going out there, whatever it takes. Guarding 1 through 5, scoring, rebounding, blocking shots. Whatever the case is, setting screens, and I'm out there just trying to win the game.
So what do you do during the All-Star break?
Ooh, I got to figure that out. I haven't made a decision yet. I'm kind of like torn between a few things right now, but eventually, maybe tonight, I should be able to make a decision.
All right, rest up and congrats on a great game.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wally Achua deserves a break. Man, he was fantastic tonight. 26 points. He was 12 of 16 from the floor, 8 rebounds, and 42 minutes of playing time.
And that sums up the way he plays. He just plays to win. He doesn't worry about his numbers. He puts up numbers just because he does what the team needs to win. 12 for 16 from the field. He knows his role perfectly. What would the Knicks do without him? He is coming in here and playing huge minutes with no OG Anunoby.
It's almost like the more playing time he gets, the better he is.
That's how most good players are. They need minutes out there on the floor to contribute and show what they're capable of doing. But just the smart plays. He's a lot like a bigger Josh Hart. He does a lot of those little things that help you win on a nightly basis. Having Josh Hart and Precious Achiuwa out there, you're going to get those extra possessions. You're going to get those big offensive rebounds. You're going to get those loose balls, those timely blocks and deflections. Both those guys make so many winning plays. They're big-time glue guys on this team.
So the Knicks hit the break here with 10 wins in their last 12 games.
Really?
Yeah.
Impressive.
36 and 18 now. 28 games left after the All-Star break. They only need 14 wins to get to 50. They go 14 and 14. They'll probably do better than that. They get to 50 wins.
They're going way past 50. They're not going 14 and 14 to finish this season.
But
Monica's going to tell us all about it.
My point is that's how good they've been.
I agree.
All right, Monica McNutt now joins us on the radio call tonight. Do you have a voice left or what?
Bro, Pat and I had the throat spray out because it was just getting crazy up there. Oh, my goodness. Listen, could it have been a more dramatic end to head into the All-Star break? I don't think so. And so many points scored. What fun. Ooh.
Yeah, Monica, this is my kind of game. I mean, both these teams are so good offensively. It's impossible to stop the stars on each team. What do you think was the difference? How did the Knicks just pull it out in the end?
Oh, okay. I'm glad you made it. The positive difference, because I was about to go back to the turnover late and the rebound that they did not get off the free throw line that ultimately then sent things into disarray and into overtime. But ultimately, you look at Jalen Brunson, right? That is the reason why he is the captain. That's the reason why he's going to his second All-Star over the weekend. That shot that he hit was cold. Now, what I will say that may go slightly underlooked is I thought Mikal Bridges, the last probably 3 possessions of overtime in particular, played fantastic defense on Trae Young. I thought he started to pick up his defense in the fourth quarter, but I think it's important to point out that just because a guy is playing great defense doesn't mean that you're absolutely going to stop such a scorer as Trae Young. But in terms of that last few in overtime, he absolutely turned the water off, as you like to say, Wally.
How about Karl Anthony Towns tonight, Monica? Last night it was Towns and Hart. Tonight, Towns and Brunson combining for over 70 points.
Yeah, and we got that incredible stat that Karl Anthony Towns now joins Bernard King and Carmelo Anthony as the only Knicks to have 40 points in back-to-back performances. There's not a way that he cannot score on the floor. You combine that with his size, and when he is playing with an aggressive mindset, good luck, right? And that's not a slight to this Atlanta Hawks defense. Good luck to a bunch of teams around the league. Every time we go to a pregame press conference and ask teams about the difference that Karl Anthony Towns makes, most coaches are like, yeah, we knew he was that guy in our league. You look at how he's able to score and the ways in which he's able to punish defenses. Tonight I thought he was huge. It was great to see him in back-to-back nights be so aggressive in terms of scoring in the paint. And the threes he hit. Anytime a three-point shooter is giving you a shrug, looking at their hands and giving you a shrug, I mean, you know they are absolutely in the zone.
Towns a season high in terms of threes made with 7. Monica, what are your plans during the All-Star break?
I am leaving for Bermuda tomorrow with my husband.
Man, you got a rough life.
Ooh, nice.
Monica's got a rough life.
Good move.
Whatever, Pidto. You all in my business.
Have fun, Monica, and we'll see you after the All-Star break.
Sounds good.
All right, so the Knicks go to the break in style. 1-point win over the Hawks in overtime. Tom Thibodeau's postgame comments next.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Back now from the corner 3 presented by Michelob. The Knicks in overtime prevail over the Hawks 149 to 148. Back now from the corner 3 presented by Michelob Ultra. So we have hit the All-Star break. Knicks will not play again until next Thursday. They'll be at Chicago. We'll have the pregame for you at 7, the game at 7:30 next Thursday. Post-game comments now from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau, as always, presented by Chase.
I think it's huge. Obviously, we didn't play as well as we would like, but I love the resolve, to, what happened at the end of the game, then go into overtime and just find a way to win. And that's what this team has done, all year. So, we're scoring a lot of points. But, obviously there's room to improve, too.
You guys, I think, get almost 80 points from those two guys, but it seems like the biggest play at the end is Mikel defending Trey.
Yeah, just, like his resolve, determination, the will, the want to. He does it game after game, and Trey's a load to deal with because you can get the first one right, and then the second one's coming, and then there's a third one, and then to have the resolve to keep fighting and keep doing it over and over again. That's a lot of screens you're fighting through, and you can't say enough about what he sacrifices every game for the team and what it means to winning. I think the things that he brings, Josh brings, OG, I thought Precious had a huge game for us. And then, of course, what Cat did, 44, and Jalen, and we needed everyone. Deuce went down in the first half, so we're shorthanded. I thought Cam gave us huge minutes to start the fourth, and I think that was important. Landry gave us really good minutes as well. So it's just a good team win, and it wasn't easy. It's a back-to-back, and just come in and find a way to win. Yeah.
He seems to pull up in very unexpected scenarios when he's going up against really great defenders like Daniels, where Daniels thinks he's going to go the extra dribble and he pulls up instead. Like, what makes him so good at messing with a guy's timing in that specific?
Well, I think, one, he has great balance and he's got great footwork, but I think he's not relying on athleticism. What he's relying on is, savvy, and he's herky-jerky. I think, like, sometimes that can take a guy off balance a little bit, and he just needs a little space to get a shot off, and when he gets it off, he has great balance on his release. And so then, and what you see in the game is actually, if you watch his individual workout every day, those are the things he practices. That's not an accident. He does it over and over again, and he's not afraid. He has a lot of courage, but I think he reads the game extremely well. And then he'll make, he'll take that shot.
What did you, if anything, do you say to your team in a situation where you guys are up 6 with 18 seconds left, and then what happened, just to kind of get them to refocus, to not, you used the word resolve 3 or 4 times already, but just to encourage them to let them know?
Yeah, well, there's and you talk about, like, we talk about daily improvement, and we also talk about fighting to win every possession, and every possession does matter, and you don't know which possession may win or lose the game for you, right? It could be a play that happened in the first quarter where it's an extra possession and they ended up getting a 3, or you fouled a 3-point shooter, or whatever it might be. So at the end of the game, there's a missed free throw. We gave up free throw rebound. We got it out of bounds. We could have called a timeout. We're trying to call a timeout. We didn't get it. We got to be emphatic. I got to be on top of the official, to get that done. So those are the things that, you go through these things and you want to learn from them. And the good thing about today's game is the fact that we won. And I'd rather learn from winning the game than learn from losing the game. And so I think that's the biggest thing. And then in any game, there's going to be things that you do really well. I thought we had some great plays where, we had double floods and guys were on the double teams, and we got easy baskets from that. And so that we can take some of that stuff, and then the things that we need to improve upon, take a hard look. This is a good chance. I want our players to get away, re-energize, and refocus, and then come back, to head down the stretch. But there's been a lot of fight, a lot of determination. We had to overcome. We still haven't had Mitch. Precious missed a good chunk. Landry missed a good chunk. And so the big thing is to understand exactly where we are, what we have to do down the stretch here.
You were saying before the game, the challenge is not to go to the All-Star break before the All-Star break. These guys, second night of a back-to-back, they lose that lead late in the fourth, and then they obviously get it done in overtime. What does it say about the group that they stayed together?
It's a tremendous group. Like I tell them all the time, like I'm fortunate to be coaching them. So you enjoy the effort they put forth. They're together. They're committed. They're all sacrificing something for the team. Each one of them is giving something of themselves to make the team better, and that takes a lot. To sometimes give up what you may feel is best for you for what's best for the team. But in order for our team to have success, which everyone has to prioritize, everyone has to be willing to make those sacrifices. And so I think when you look at how the team is performing, each night you're seeing someone different step up and do something that helps us win. And we need everybody. So, and even all the guys who aren't in the rotation right now, they're doing a great job supporting the team, working hard in practice, helping the team develop that way. So it's, I'm proud of the togetherness of the team, and we have to keep doing it.
Tom, when you're missing such key defensive pieces, and then you go look at the film for maybe defensive breakdowns, do you sit there and think, hey, when Jay's in the lineup, when Mitch is in the lineup, these breakdowns don't happen? Or do you...
No, because the thing is, everyone's capable of playing great defense. So there's going to be mistakes, and I think sometimes great effort and hustle can make up for a mistake. So, and the bottom line is winning games. Like, what does it take to win a game? And sometimes you win with your offense, sometimes you win with your defense. You like to count on your defense because there's going to be nights where you don't shoot the ball great. And when you don't shoot the ball great, your defense and your rebounding, we didn't rebound the ball well tonight, so that's a concern. We turned it over at a high rate, which is unusual for us. But also a credit to them. They're very good at it, and you got to protect the ball.
Knicks beat the Hawks, highest scoring game in the league this year. They win it by one. Cat 44 tonight. Here he is after the game.
It is what it is, but when you come out and hit 7 threes, is it fair to say that you're feeling better on your shooting hand?
I'm getting more used to it, just, and also my teammates got me in great positions, and it was just one of those nights where, the ball felt good, and I was getting the laces pretty well, and just taking my shot and being aggressive.
What did you see, I guess, either in the way they were guarding you or whatever it is that you were able to do?
I think they guarded well. I think I started hitting threes. I was shooting from real far. I got to look back at the tape, but I know a lot of them weren't close to the three-point line. So, I just want to be aggressive in my shot selection, and happy that one, I could make them, but two, that shout out to my teammates trusting me with the ball in those positions.
40 on consecutive nights. Do you actually want to break now, or let's go and keep playing?
I said the other night, I ain't like how Anthony Edwards was having all the fun with the 40-pointers, so I'm just trying to join the party. But nah, I'm just happy that those kind of nights resulted in wins. That's the most important thing for the city, and I'm just happy that we got ourselves going into the break with momentum. But it is true, it's worst time, right, to have a kind of something working right now.
He will be going to the All-Star game. First time in his career, Wally, back-to-back games with at least 40 points, and he says he's starting to adjust to the thumb problem.
And look at the efficiency. The three-pointer's starting to fall. Thumb looks like it's starting to feel a little better, knocking down all the free throws, still bringing the boards. Having him to go along with Jalen Brunson, the perfect complement. When you have the center position covered and a big man covered and then a great point guard elite, they're both going to be starting in the All-Star game in San Francisco. Make sure you tune in, everyone.
Cat's range for Big Manning. Back with more after this. All right, so it's the All-Star break. Next Knicks game at home next Thursday against Chicago, and then they are at Cleveland on the next night, Friday. We're back to wrap it up after this. Wrapping up the post-game show, we are at the All-Star break, so we will see you next Thursday, Knicks and Chicago. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Plus now in the Gotham Sports app. Want more than just a post-game show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports app. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.